Today we're talking about finance. Oh, you okay? Okay. Today we're talking about finance. Okay, we're gonna have there's a couple formulas or things like that, but there's something specific I want you to understand of how we get the formulas, how we derive the formulas. Okay. So first thing we're gonna do, we're just gonna write in here, okay, and we're gonna write what the things mean, and then we'll do some explanation. So A, so you're gonna write this down. A is your acquired amount. Okay. P is your what? P is your principal. I is your interest rate. Okay. And then N is your time period. All right. Copy that down quickly. Acquired amount. ACU. ACQU. Oh, okay. Okay. So, when we're talking about loans, what comes to mind when you think of loan? Okay, so you're borrowing money, and then what happens if you pay the money back? What do you have to pay with it? Interest, exactly. So when we're talking about borrowing money, okay, there's two different kinds of way we can borrow money. We can borrow it through simple interest, which I'm going to show you today, and then compound interest, which we're going to do on Friday. Okay, it's two very different things. Okay, but you'll see there's a lot of connection. So if we have a look at it, I'm going to say the acquired amount. Okay, acquired is the amount that you get after the loan. Okay, so that acquired amount is the principal plus the interest. The principal is the amount you are borrowing. So if you have to borrow 20 Rand from your friend, okay, and then he says, no, they want 10% interest. How much money do you think you have to pay back? Okay. How much in total do you have to pay back? 22 Rand, because the interest is 2 Rand. 10% of 20 is 2, and then add together, okay, is going to be that. So my 22 is going to be equal to the principal plus my interest. It's going to be the 20 plus my interest. And then how we work that out, we said, how do we work out interest? We say 20 multiplied by the 10% that he asked for. Okay. Now, if you have a look at this here, let's expand on that. Okay. 20, okay, 10% is the same as multiplying by 10 over 100. All right. Do you see that? Okay. So, when we're talking about this, this is how we get a simple interest formula. I'm going to say, okay, A is equal to P. Haven't charged any interest because I borrow it and pay it back straight away. I give it back to him straight away because I changed my mind. Okay. But then what happens? Look at the next one. I go A is equal to principal, and now I borrow it. Okay, for a time period. We're going to name that as N. So we're going to charge interest, okay, multiplied by my N. Okay, now have a look. Let's break down what this R means. Okay, do you see my A is equal to P plus my I is my interest here. We saw it is going to be my principal multiplied by my interest rate, which was 10%, multiplied by my time period. Okay, so all we did, we broke down that interest, okay, into the P times my interest rate. All right, any questions there? You got it. Okay, so now what I can do, I can simplify that. Now, how many terms are there? What separates a term? A plus and a minus. So how many terms are there? Two. Just because I was holding up one finger doesn't say one, it's two. Okay, so A is equal to, so what's the common factor there? P. Take out P as a common factor. We take out P from here, what's left? 1 plus, what's left here? We're taking out the P, I, N. Because have a look here. So I took P out as my common factor. There's my P. Okay. And then I took out, from the first term there, okay, we took out P. What's left? 1. Okay. We took out P here. What's left? Just the R, N. You see? Okay. So that is how we get our simple interest formula. It is A is equal to my principal multiplied by 1 plus I, and the little I, the little tail there, it's interest rate multiplied by my time period. All right. So let's have a look. Let's put it in here. So we have the A is equal to P multiplied by 1 plus interest rate multiplied by N. That's my formula. Okay. Okay. Hope so. Okay, so now let's look at an example. We're going to go through quite a few examples. So, first one there, example 1. Mr. Austin buys a TV and is granted a loan of 1,200 Rand at 16% per annum, simple interest for 3 years. Per annum. Okay, just means how many times it's the interest is applied. So per annum, annum means year. So it's 16% per year. Okay, but don't worry about that. That's not really a worry for you guys. Okay, next year and the year after. Okay, so when we look at that, calculate the amount he must pay back. So he took an amount of 1,200 Rand. Good to know. So what is that? Is that what is that? It is P value. Okay. So if his amount is equal to P multiplied by 1 plus Rn, what is his P? 1,200 multiplied by 1 plus. Now, what was his interest rate? 16%. Now, what we're not going to do, we do not say 16 and you put a percentage sign in your calculator, because it's gonna cause problems. Okay. A percentage sign in your calculator. Just trust me when I say it's going to cause problems. Okay. So 16% is the same as 16 over 100. Do that rather. Change the 16% into a fraction of 16 over 100. And then what we're going to do, we're going to multiply it. What's the time period? How long did he have it for? 3 years. Okay, so we take our calculator. Now we can plug it in. So we say 1,200 multiplied by bracket. Don't forget there, because there's two terms in there, inside the bracket. So you have to put in a bracket. 1 plus 16 over 100 multiplied by 3. Okay, so this amount is his acquired amount, which again is the amount he borrowed plus the interest. Okay, acquired amount is equal to the principal, what he borrowed, plus the interest. Okay, guys, good. Okay, cool. So when you say what is the interest paid? Okay, so acquired amount is equal to P plus I. Okay, not interest rate, the total interest. So we have here, I'm gonna space it over here. Okay, so 1776 is equal to 1200 plus I. So that's just simple, and we can say I is therefore equal to what? 1 minus 120 there. 576 rand. Okay, so he paid 576 rand in interest. Okay, any questions about that? Okay. Okay, so let's look at another example. So I'm going to do number 2, okay, and then you're going to do number 3. Now watch carefully what I do. Okay, I'm going to show you how we approach these problems. Mr. Fareed invests 6,000 rand for 4 years at a simple interest of 12% per annum in order to pay for his facelift. Okay. Okay. So calculate the amount he will be paid out to him. So we're not talking about a loan now. We're talking about money that we are investing. So in a way, we are borrowing that money to the bank. And then they pay us the acquired amount, the amount plus interest. So it's still borrowing money, but we kind of borrow it to them. And for us giving them 6,000 rand, they give us 12% per annum. Right. So when we work it out like this, let's go. So I'm going to say A is equal to P 1 plus interest rate multiplied by N. So we have that he invests 6,000 rand, 1 plus, and his rate was 12 over 100 multiplied by 4 because it was 4 years. Okay, so therefore his acquired amount, okay, how much will be paid out to him? We take our formula and we say 6,000 multiplied by, in brackets, 1 plus 12 over 100 multiplied by 4. 8,880 rand. Okay. You guys see there? Okay. So, pardon? Why did I add a 0? What do you mean? Okay, another example. We're going to say it. Signor Tomato, okay, was granted a loan of 1,200 rand at a rate of 16% per annum simple interest. He paid back 1,584 rand. How long did it take him to pay back the loan? So, when they say, look, what's the key word here? What's my key in the question? 16% simple interest. So we know it is the formula we've been using. Okay. A is equal to P 1 plus I N. Write out your formula. Right. Okay. So then we can say here that is equal to, how much did he pay back? So he took a loan of 1,200. The 1,200, is that my A, my P, my N, or my R? is the P, exactly. Okay. So if he paid back 1,584, do you think that is my interest rate or is that the acquired amount? It's the acquired amount. Because he paid back more than what he borrowed. Yeah. So we have 1,584 is equal to 1,200 multiplied by 1 plus 16. So 16 over 100. And then what we're looking for, n. There we go. Okay. So what do you want to do? Do you want to multiply in the bracket first? Or do you want to divide through the 1,200 first? Okay, let's do that because it doesn't matter what we do first as long as we don't break algebra rules. Okay, so we're going to say 1,584 divided by 1,200. Okay, 1,584 divided by 1,200 is equal to 1 plus 16 over 100 n. Right. So over here I get 1.32 is equal to 1 plus 16 over 100 n. All right. Any questions there? No. Okay, so I'm going to carry on up over here. We're going to say 1.32 minus 1 is equal to 16n over 100. Okay. So it's going to have there 0.32 is equal to 16n over 100. So it's divide by 100 on the right. How can we get it away from the n? We can multiply it on the other side. So we're going to have 32 is equal to 16n. Okay, so then what can we do? What do you think n is going to be? Divide by 16. So we take that, divide by 16, divide by 16. N is therefore equal to 2. So how long did it take him to pay back the loan? 2 years. Okay. In financial maths, it's important that you do units. It's years, rands, interest rate, percent, and things like that. Okay. Okay, can I move? There we go. Now, I want you to look at this one. Okay. Have a look. We're saying a final amount of 23,456 was paid back after a loan of 16,000 was granted. We have an interest rate of 15.5% per annum. How many years did it took up to pay back the loan? All right, so I'm going to start it off. Okay, so A is equal to P 1 plus I N. No? So what's my acquired amount going to be? Okay, the acquired amount is always more than my principal. Okay, so the acquired amount is my 23,456 is equal to 16000. 1 plus interest rate of 15.5 over 100 times by n. All right. Okay, work that out quickly. Work that out. Okay, what did you get? Okay, have a look here. Absa paid out 31,500 to Dr. Emery after she invested 25,000 for 5 years simple interest. Calculate the interest rate that was given. It's the same kind of thing. We've got to say A is equal to P 1 plus IN. So we're going to say 3,1,500 is equal to 2,500 there. Okay, multiplied by 1 plus I for 5 years. Okay, so now what you're doing, we only have one unknown, so we're solving for I. So we're going to say, work that out, we're going to say 3,1,500 divided by 2,500. Okay, now we don't clear our calculator. Okay, we leave it there. 1.26 is equal to 1 plus R5. Okay, or 5 times R, whatever you want to write. So then we're going to minus 1, 0.26 is equal to R5. Now we need to divide by 5 on both sides, and we end up with I is equal to 0.052. All right. Now, look at that. They're asking for the interest rate that was given. My I. What did we always write? If we wrote here, look, 15.5%, okay, we divided it by 100. So what do we have to do to this to get it into a percentage? Times by 100. So we're going to times by 100, and my interest rate is going to be, what's it going to be? 5.2%. Right. Okay, you guys understand that? All we're doing is manipulating things. We know what the A, know what the P, know what the R. We find the N, we solve for N. Solve for P. Okay. Good. Can we move? Right. 500,000 was on loan to Alex. He had to pay back that in 4 years. What was the simple interest rate he was charged? Again, so A is equal to P 1 plus RN. So 1,310,700 is equal to 500. There we go. Multiplied by 1 plus I4. Right. So we're going to say, keep it in the calculator. 1,310,700 divided by 500,000. Okay. And I get 2.6214. So I'm going to minus 1. Okay. And I'm going to get 1.6214. So now I'm going to divide by 4. Okay. Keeping it in your calculator. We don't clear anything. Divide by 4. And we get I is equal to 0.40535. Now they're asking for the interest rate. We want the percentage. So what do we have to do to this answer? Times by 100. Multiply by 100 is equal to 40.54%. Yo, that's a lot of money. That's a big interest rate. Okay. Any questions about how we're doing these things? Okay. So tomorrow what we're going to do, we're going to do something called a hire purchase loans. We're going to touch on that tomorrow. Okay. You guys good? Any questions? All right, fantastic.